Israel receives yet another massive blow by terrorists in the heart of the country. What is sickening to me is to find out that America is backing this terrorism against the one and only Jewish state of Israel. I, for one, said never again. I hope that you will join me in this statement. Guys, stay tuned for the rest of the show as we dig into what is actually going on here in Israel. Welcome back to the Israel Guys, where we believe that in a world of Jew hatred and anti-Israel propaganda, you should connect to the true and authentic stories here from the Heartland of Israel. Guys, terrorism strikes again here in the Heartland. I'm 32 years old. This man that was killed just yesterday was also 32 years old, a father like myself. This is striking very close to heart for me. Two children. Why does this continue? We've had 20 killed to radical Islamic terrorism just since 2023 here. Why? Why does this continue to happen? I'm going to break down a little bit. We've got to do something to stop this. And the big question is how? How can we do this? We're going to get into all this right now on this show because this is vitally important for all of us across the board, wherever we're from. We've got to say never again. And when we say that, we need to mean it. It's not just a statement just said out in the cosmos. It means something. It means if Jews are dying, we are not fulfilling that promise to Israel. Never again. There are Jews dying all across this country. 20 beautiful families. 2 friends that I knew right here, my neighbors, just this year. This has to stop. And America, we have to do something. The Western world, do something. Stop laying asleep and allowing Israel yet again to be attacked by vicious, hostile enemies on the world stage. What are we going to do about it? We have to. Just since 2000, I mentioned the 20 that have been killed, but we also have 9,082 significant terror attacks that have happened against Israel just since January 2023. That is massive. And what I'm going to break down is why is that happening? The U.S. House Foreign Affairs Committee member Jackson says Joe Biden is breaking the law by allowing our tax dollars to fund terrorism in Israel, and he must be stopped. Maybe this is a clue to what's actually going on. They've given over $500 million when Jackson said that. Today, up to date, they have given over $2 billion to the Palestinian Authority. Why are you giving $2 billion to the Palestinian Authority that pays these people to kill Jews? The money given by tax dollars from American citizens is going to pay people within the Palestinian Authority. It's incentivizing them to go and kill Jews. This is what they call the pay to slay, and America is a part of that, unfortunately. Guys, we're going to dive into this much, much deeper. But first, subscribe. We've got to get this information out there more. Don't forget to follow us on all social media platforms. Guys, we're continuing. Senator Tom Cotton really has laid it out. He has defined this brilliantly, and he slices it down like this. He says this is, and I will quote, "There's one foreign leader for whom the Democratic Party seems to reserve special scorn. Leading Democrats have called him a reactionary, a racist, an ethno-nationalist. They have accused him of committing war crimes and leading an apartheid state. President Biden has called him extreme and has said that they don't agree on a blank thing." Who is this monster, he continues? You may ask. Were the Democrats talking about Vladimir Putin or Xi Jinping or perhaps Anatoly Khomeini? No, they're referring to Benjamin Netanyahu, Israel's longest serving prime minister, and one of America's best friends. Now, are we getting this backdrop? The hatred for Israel, the Jewish people, at least conservative Israel, and that's what Israel is. The Prime Minister Netanyahu, this war between the Democratic parties, the Democratic Party in America against the Jewish state. And we're going to break this down some more. I'm hoping to outline for you the problem. Then this can be solved. What is our issue? Why are these attacks happening? Why, when the Biden administration comes in, why is there 9,000 attacks? Boom. And why all the funding? What's happening? Well, he already stated that Biden stated him and Netanyahu don't agree at all. Well, let's continue this. What's actually going down in this relationship? And how is it affecting the people of Israel? Killing the people of Israel. This backing by the current U.S. administration, the State Department, for not their ally Israel. The ally is for conservatives in America. The Democratic, but the Democrats and these other woke things that are happening in America are not for the state of Israel and what's happening on a large, I will say that, overall. Now, let's continue. The State Department has funneled funds to activist groups here in Israel. That might blow your mind. Why are they funneling money? That's illegal. That should not be done. You don't funnel money to activist groups in other countries to get your way. Well, America's doing that. And how are they doing that? I will quote Senator Tom Cotton again. Funnel these funds to activist groups that is fomenting unrest against the Israeli government and demanding Netanyahu's resignation. Again, here we go. The attack against Netanyahu from the Democrats in America. And we'll continue on another quote. Left-wing demonstrators, from Tom Cotton again, left-wing demonstrators associated with this group have protested the government's proposed judicial reform. So this is up to date. America intervening on Israeli political level on judicial reforms that need to happen. Who's causing the hubbub? Well, America. The Biden administration is sinking money to try to cause, what did he say? He says cause unrest within the Israeli government. They've done that. It's being effective, causing unrest, these left-wing demonstrations against the judicial reforms. This is happening with American tax dollars again. Okay, now we'll continue with another quote. Again, not only in the U.S. Is this U.S.-funded organization subverting a foreign government, is subverting the government of one of our closest allies. So, again, Senator Tom Cotton is pulling out the point. Israel is supposed to be an ally. We don't wage like proxy-like wars against allies, but it continues. Hey guys, we'll be right back. But first, our friends at Blessed by Israel ship beautiful products of small businesses and families from Israel's heartland to people all around the world. You can now buy the wonderful taste, smells, and goodness of the Promised Land. Check out the amazing extra virgin olive oil, savory spices, cosmetics, hand cream, soaps, lotions, chocolate, coffee, and much, much more. The best part about this is at the same time as you're enjoying the goodness of the land of Israel, you are also blessing the faithful pioneers who are restoring and rebuilding Judea and Samaria. That's right, your purchases are an effective way to contribute to strengthening of Israel. So head over to Blessed by Israel, that's blessedbyisrael.com, to buy the wonderful products of Israel's heartland and support the pioneers of Judea and Samaria. Again, that is Blessed by Israel, blessedbyisrael.com. Link is in the description below. Let's go back and look. The Democratic Party has been meddling in Israeli democracy to undermine Bibi Netanyahu for more than a quarter of a century. This happens under the Clinton administration, Obama, and the Biden administrations. Another quote by his own admission. President Bill Clinton intervened in the 1996 Israeli election to support Netanyahu's opponent, Shimon Peres. Now, and again, in 1999, the Clinton White House reportedly urged the Democratic donors to give money to Netanyahu's next opponent, Ehud Barak. So the Clinton administration is directly attacking in a very tangible, touchable way here in Israel in the political realm to try to get elected leaders, leftist elected leaders here in Israel, trying to sway public opinion against conservative values here in the nation of Israel. It's also said that, and quote again, Tom Cotton here, the Clinton state, and this is all from a speech, I've got it in the notes below, you can take a look at this Tom Cotton speech to the Senate and Congress. Clinton State Department allegedly spread falsehoods about the Israeli government and Netanyahu himself. So here we have blatantly attacking the state of Israel. This is the Clinton. Now let's move to Obama. the Obama State Department, quote again, if anything, worse than the Clintons, and it's funneling of hundreds of thousands of tax dollars to a group called the One Voice Movement. No, not coincidentally, One Voice partnered with an organization running an anti-Netanyahu ads that was advised by, he says, you guessed it, a top Obama campaign operative. So again, the Obama administration, the Clinton administration, then the Obama administration attacking Netanyahu and conservative values, and the process of that being played out here in Israel. Then the Biden administration comes in. Joe Biden is simply following, according to Tom Cotton again, the footsteps, Obama's footsteps by trying to sabotage Netanyahu. In 2021, the Biden administration reportedly pressured the United Arab Emirates to cancel on Abraham Accords. Okay, so they're causing it. This was like the biggest thing on the forefront. Everybody's celebrating whatever, but what they're trying to cancel it. Again, you have these attacks coming from the Democrats in America against Israel. Now, I want to bring all this in because now maybe it makes sense why the Biden administration is sending $2 billion to Israel's enemies. Let's talk straight here for a minute. And this is going to sound crazy, but if they're sending $2 billion to Israel's enemies, I'm saying enemies as in the ones that are killing them on a daily basis. That's your enemy. It's your number one attacker. Who's the most threats on the ground right now? We can talk about Iran. If you can talk about future attacks and things, and yeah, proxies here, of course. But these guys are on the ground, the enemies of Israel, the proxies of Iran that are fighting Israel day and night, the ones that make the Israeli citizens sleepless. They are funded by American tax dollars to the note of $2 billion. $2 billion. This has to stop now. But now it makes sense. The hostilities of the Democratic Party against the nation of Israel, the Biden administration right now, following the Clinton and the Obama path, is now attacking the state of Israel through a proxy-like war. They're funding radical Islamists to kill Jews. Now, you might say, well, if that's the case, there's American law that prohibits this, and there is. The Taylor Force Act was signed and sealed in 2018. They're running over it. They are not abiding by the 2018 laws of the Taylor Force Act at all. This is being completely run over. Israel's Ministry of Foreign Affairs. If you don't believe me, this is a big deal. This is the page. Israel's Ministry of Foreign Affairs site says this: the recent series of attacks, and this is up to date, against Israelis is the direct result of incitement by radical Islamist and terrorist elements calling on Palestinian youth to murder Jews. This is the front page of Israel's Ministry of Foreign Affairs. They're saying what they believe and what they mean. This is the truth. $2 billion American tax dollars are going into that, to direct incitement by radical Islamist and terrorist elements. That's what it's going to. That's what they're paying. The Taylor Force Act demands that if one continues to pay these, that America cannot fund it. It's being funded, and the terrorist entities, the Palestinian Authority, still pays those departments, those terrorist regimes within their so-called governments. Let's not even call it a government. It's a total regime that's running here. There's no government at all. It's a total facade of a terror network and group that are number one goal is to attack Israel. Look at the front page of that Israel Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Who's the picture on the front of the page? They know the enemy. It's Mahmoud Abbas, the president of the Palestinian Authority, right there, clear sight, inciting violence to his network to kill Jews. That's what's going down. Israel knows who their enemy is. The PA just passed their budgets. If you don't believe that they're actually funding it, yep, they passed their budgets. 2023 budgets are now passed, and it includes hundreds of millions of dollars that will go directly to incentivizing and rewarding terrorists. This is laid out. and America continues to fund it. Again, the Taylor Force Act was there. It's being run over. So today, this pay to slay has fully been uncovered. Most people I talk to don't understand. They don't even know about it. Americans don't know about it. You've got to spread this. Send this to every friend you know. Tell them we've got to stop killing the people of Israel. As I said, never again. You said that 1930s, 40s, never again. Today, we're again at another one of those moments, and we're silent. If you think you'd say never again, but you haven't called your senator and your congressman, you're silent, and you're just like the ones in 1930s and 40s that sat and watched Jews being murdered. No, if you said never again, and the whole time you're watching this, you're pained by it, stop being silent. Do something. Call your senators. Call your congressman and do this. I will outline it. It says Congressman Lamborn and Senator Tom Cotton have introduced this act. They introduced it in 2022, but it's still not been passed. So this is what we've got to do. Right now, I want you to call your congressmen and senators. I want you to do this. Tell them there's a Taylor Force Martyr Payment Prevention Act that's on the table right now. It has to be passed, and it has to be passed now. This will we have to bring in some reins. We've got to rein in this hostile government against the nation of Israel. The current Biden administration, hostile attack on the nation of Israel. This has to be stopped, and it can be stopped by you, the American people, even the people of the world. Let America know you're not happy with the way they're treating God's beloved people, Israel. This has to stop right now. Call your representatives. Even stop the show right now and go call them now. Do it. Like, we've got to make a difference right now. And again, it's on our watch, and we say never again. We've got to do something. Guys, it's called the Taylor Force Martyr Payment Prevention Act. Look it up online. You can even look in the description below. All the notes are there. Say something, do something. Guys, go ahead, subscribe, get the conversation going below. And as always, tune out the fake news. Massive. Tune it out. Tune it out. There's so much happening in the world that's absolutely fake and false. Tune out the fake news and tune into what is actually happening here in the land of Israel. We'll be back every Monday through Friday with your direct connection to the land and people of Israel.